I'm on a mission to beat 1,000 video games, and I just finished the original ONIMUSHA Warlords for the very first time, so here's a quick spoiler-free review. I knew this was from Capcom, and I'd seen the box art a few times, but that was all I knew about this PS2 classic before I booted it up. Turns out it's very much what you would expect from Capcom in 2001. It's definitely got some Resident Evil 2 and 3 DNA with the tank controls, fixed camera, puzzles, and map, but it's actually a lot closer to something like the original Devil May Cry, which also had all of that, but was also an action game like this is. Just like the old DMC games, you have a few different weapons that you can upgrade with orbs that come from killing enemies, and then you have to drop everything for a second so you can solve some puzzle, and then it's back to the killing. And the action is okay. It's a lot more basic than something like Devil May Cry because you don't have any combos or unlockable moves, you're just mashing square the whole time. It's also way easier and way shorter than those other Capcom titles, which for some people might be an issue, but for me, the difficulty that came with the fixed camera and awkward controls was enough. You pair those issues with actual combat difficulty, like in the original Devil May Cry for instance, and that is a recipe for some serious frustration in 2025, so I actually welcomed the general lack of challenge and shorter campaign time. The game's probably at its best when you've just killed some boss and now you get to watch the bonkers story play out through one of the nostalgic pre-rendered cutscenes, which have aged beautifully, by the way. I still love the way these old PS2 cutscenes look, partly because I remember how jaw-dropping they were around the turn of the century when they were new. At the end of the day, I wasn't blown away by anything here, but I do enjoy the look and feel of these PS2 era classics, and this is about as PS2 as it gets. The whole reason I picked this up now is because there's a new one coming in 2026, and my plan is to play through them all in order, and I'd say this was a fairly good start. I'm excited to see where the franchise goes from here. I rank every game I beat not by actual value or importance or how good it was at the time, but just by how much I enjoyed it as I played it, and I ranked this 11 out of the 14 games I've beaten so far this year, and 456 out of 567 games beaten since the beginning of 2020. If you enjoyed the video, I always appreciate just a simple like, and let me know if you played this maybe as a kid or if you think I missed something important. Next time we'll be playing the brand new remaster of Suikoden 2, so feel free to follow if you want to know what my thoughts are on that game once it's finished.